안녕하세요. 제 이름은 해담입니다. 저는 모로코라고 카나다 사람이에요. Je connais environ genre 5 langues en ce moment, puis ça c'est le français, puis c'est ma langue maternelle parce que big j'ai grandi au Québec tabarnak. كنهضر حتى الدارجة حيت أنا مغربي دونك ضروري خاصني نتعلم الدارجة ماشي هذيك الدارجة تاع جوج عام راني كنهضر كنفهم. عندك تعايرني ويسحاب لك ما كنفهمش اخويا. عندك también puedo hablar español, puedo hablar con mis amigos latinos, con la gente de América del Sur, de España. Vale, y ahorita vamos a hablar de mi vida. People always be asking me, oh my god, Haytham, how do you know so many languages? Girl, the truth is, I never actually planned to learn them. I just happened to learn them by accident, I guess. And this is exactly how I did. So I'll start by telling y'all how I was able to become pretty fluent in 3 languages by the age of 8 years old. So I was born and raised in Canada. So of course Canada has 2 official languages, which are English and French. And I grew up in a Moroccan household. Moroccans, well, they speak Darija, which is the Arabic dialect of Morocco. And they also speak French, of course. So basically at home I would be speaking French and Arabic mainly every day because I was in Montreal at first. So that's how I learned both languages. Before like the age of like 5 years old, I was able to communicate in both of them and totally understand everything. And then I moved to Toronto for my 1st and 2nd grade at school. And then after 8 years old, I came back to Montreal. But in Montreal, of course, I would still have English classes. I would still learn French. Yeah, Arabic also, because I was practicing with my family and I would often go to Morocco. So yeah, so by the age of 8 years old, I was already like fluent in 3 languages. That's actually crazy. Now let's get into Spanish, which was learned kind of by accident and kind of not. Let me explain. So when I was like about 2 years old until like 5 years old, my parents put me in a daycare. So they got me registered at a daycare. And what they didn't know is that in that daycare, bitch, no one could speak French. Like almost no one spoke French or English. It was like only Latino workers. So they were like always talking to us as kids in Spanish. And when you're a kid, you just pick up languages so fast, like just like that. And well, obviously, since I was hearing like Spanish most of my days, I just started like understanding how the language worked and how Spanish sounds and like what things mean. I don't know if you get it. Like, you know when you're a kid and you're just hearing a language like all day, every day for like many years, you just get it, you know? And then later in high school, I was in an IB program, which is like International Baccalaureate or whatever. And we had 2 years of Spanish class over there. And girl, like in my first year of Spanish, I was like literally one of the best in the class already. Like literally, I had better grades sometimes than the Latino people in my class. I'm not even kidding. I was actually like that goated in Spanish. And yeah, I think it comes from like me being used to like hearing a lot of Spanish when I was younger, etc. So I think that was really something that got me into the like Spanish mindset. I don't know if you get it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, well, rewatch and try to get it. Then I landed my first job at like 15, 16 years old. I worked in McDonald's, and over there were a lot of Latinos in the kitchen who couldn't really speak French or English, so I was basically the translator but also their friend, because I mean I was like one of the only ones who could speak Spanish with them, and of course they loved it. Like people just love when you can connect with them but in their own language, because they can like actually express themselves and be their true self in their own language / culture ish. So yeah, that's one thing I really loved about learning languages. Now girl, let's move on to Korean, because that one is really random. So of course it was probably one of the hardest languages for me to learn, because I started learning it later in my life. And also, I mean, it's an Asian language, so it's like the alphabet, the like grammar and everything, it really doesn't work the same. So I've been watching K-dramas since like 2018, and without even trying, I just started understanding like over 70% of what the actors were. Like literally, I would watch a K-drama and I didn't even have to like read the subtitles anymore. Like after 1, 2, 3 years of watching K-dramas every day, every second, like girl, I was like a Hangul 사람이에요. Like, then I eventually wanted to like learn more about Korean, because I mean I love that language. and I already like kind of understood how it worked, how it sounded, what some words meant, etc. Like I started having some basics without even trying. And then in summer 2024, I decided to try to learn Hangul. And of course, at first it was like very overwhelming. I was like, what the hell is this? Like there's no way I'm gonna learn it. But then after a week, I think, no, not even a week, like 3-4 days, I was already like I already knew like the whole alphabet, and I was already able to like start reading sentences and everything in Hangul. Of course I didn't understand everything, because reading a sentence in Hangul and just hearing someone talk is not the same, because when you're reading like at very slow pace, because it's Korean, you know, it's not the same, like we don't use the same kind of alphabet, of course. And I think that's something that made Korean very hard. It's reading. Like girl, I be reading like 저는 해tam입니다 만나서 반갑습니다. Like I'm like talking very, very slow. But yeah, so at least by the end of that summer, I had like some basics and I knew how to read and write, which is very good. And then later on, I started a course which is named First Steps in Korean, offered by Yonsei University, and I did complete that course. It was kind of hard, girl, like the dongseng part and shit, like the siblings part, how many siblings do you have and everything. That was kind of a pretty hard part. But yeah, I really learned a lot through that. If you guys want to learn a language that is foreign to you, honestly, do not go on Duolingo, because that shit will not help. Like Duolingo is not the way. You can try Duolingo, just there's someone coming. My knees hurt, bitch. So what I was saying is basically, if you want to learn a new language, do not go on Duolingo, because Duolingo is not the way to learn. I mean, it gives you some words, but it's often wrong sometimes. Like when I was learning Korean, like for the colors that say white, it would tell me white too. Girl, no, it's not white too. I'm sure of that. So do not go on Duolingo. The best way to learn languages, like when I want to lock in and learn a language, first of all, whenever you're bored, walking, on the bus, whatever, go on Spotify and there's a creature. I'm sorry. Go on Spotify and find a playlist that's like teaching you the language. Like you just write introduction to, like, let's say Russian, and then you're gonna find a playlist where they're like teaching you Russian. So you're like walking and learning Russian at the same time. And I promise, it sounds like it doesn't work, but it works way better than you might think. Also, go on YouTube. Like YouTube literally has thousands of videos just for you to learn. Like you can learn the alphabet. There's a crab. So yeah, the Australian wildlife keeps interrupting me, like, girl, it's so scary. But yeah, what I was saying is basically just go on Spotify, download a playlist that's teaching you the basics of the language, and then you go on YouTube. Whenever you have free time, you watch that 45 minutes video, or that 25 minutes video, or that 2-hour video. You just watch videos and start learning slowly but surely, and you try practicing it on your own. Like what I like to do is, like, if I'm just walking alone and shit, I'm just gonna start talking to myself in the language. I promise that helps you maintain a level of language and also learn. And whenever you wanna, like, just every day, find yourself a sentence that you wanna say, that you would say in your everyday life. Like, oh my god, I would like to get an iced coffee, okay? Let's say that. And then you just go on Translate or something, and you like learn how to say that sentence, and then there you go, you got a new sentence in your vocabulary, and you can start learning more and more and more. Oh, and by the way, not to flex on y'all bitches, but I also know some words in other languages, such as Thai. Like I can like do a simple greeting like Sawadee ka, Sabai mai kap, Sabai di kap, Taurai kap, Aroy mak. Yeah. And Russian too. I've had like my Russian phase, because I was like in Europe, okay, basically, and I was like in this very expensive restaurant, and there were like rich Russians speaking next to me, and I was like, damn, Russian does indeed sound like rich and chic. So then I just tried learning it, literally just on Spotify for 2 nights, and I still remember like many words, like привет, здравствуйте, как дела, да, хорошо, хорошо, and what else, что это, кто это такой? Also the bad words, of course. So yeah, none of this was planned. I just followed whatever life had for me, and I just continued learning, continued like traveling, because I feel like when you travel you really get to learn more about the language and the culture, and that's really what I love about learning languages. Like, you just get to connect with people in such a deep way. I just love it, and I really hope I can learn many languages. So if you ever thought about learning a language and you want to learn it, even by accident, girl, do it. I know no one asked, but my dream is to become a travel vlogger and be able to talk to many people in their own languages. And I feel like if you guys would support this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, I feel like that would really support me in my journey and give me more confidence to make vlogs and videos. So yeah, peace out. Tommy here. Bye bye guys. 안녕히 계세요. Bye bye.